If you take 30 minutes a day to implement this one strategy over the next 6 months, you will put your business on track to do 2 deals a month, which is, of course, 24 deals a year. The challenge with this is you have to do it every day. And when I say every day, I mean work day. So we're talking about 5 days a week. We're not talking about holidays. We're not talking about your vacation time. You can take 2 weeks off every 6 months. You can take all the weekends, all the holidays. You just need to commit to this strategy for 30 minutes a day. I wanted to make this video because so many agents are trying so hard. They're trying so many things. And that is often their Achilles heel. They're trying so many things, trying to find the right strategy. A lot of times they've hit the right strategy, but they're missing a part to it, or they're not using the right script or the right style within that strategy, and they just quit. Or it doesn't work right away and they just quit. Or it becomes hard and they just quit. Or they don't know if this strategy is right, so they bounce to another one. Simplifying is almost always the answer. The challenge is you need to know you have the right strategy. Everything I provide on this channel is evidence-based, meaning I've personally used it to get not just a little bit of results, but massive results. I've sold over 650 homes in my career. I've never had a year full-time where I've sold less than 47. That was my first year. Since then, I've tracked between 60 and 90, depending on the year, but never below 60. 80% of those are listings. 80% of that business is listings sold, listings taken and sold. That is by design. That is not a mistake. The only way to create that consistency, that structure, that reliability in your business is to learn how to list property. So I took the one single most profitable thing. Are there other things that produce listings? Yes, but not at this level. Not at this level. After you put this first strategy into place, if it's subconscious, you're doing it, you're getting results, you're happy, and you want to add another layer, great. Drop a comment below if you're ready for that next layer and you're already executing perfectly on this strategy. If you are not executing perfectly on this strategy, focus only on this strategy. Everything else is a distraction. This strategy will give you results. I didn't invent it. Someone else taught it to me. Someone else taught it to them. Someone else taught it to them. It's been passed on. That's how we know it works. It didn't just work for me. A lot of the agents I've interviewed on this channel have all executed this strategy. Listen to them. Listen to those interviews if you don't believe me and you want more evidence. It works, but it only works if you do. So one of the reasons I wanted to share this strategy is the consistency in which it works. The other reason I wanted to do it is because it only takes a little bit of time each day, and I know a lot of you agents out there have another job, have other commitments. You just haven't been able to break ties because you can't get to that 24 deal a year mark consistently. So that means you can't quit your job with confidence, even though you want to be a real estate agent, even though you want to do this full time. Because you haven't had that consistency in your business, you're afraid, and that's okay. That's normal. That's good. You shouldn't quit your other job if you can't produce consistently or have a plan that's reliable and duplicatable. If you just got lucky a couple times, you can't quit your job, right? Lucky doesn't pay the bills when the market changes. A good system does. A good system. When you start to see that certain actions produce certain results each day, that's what gives you the confidence, right? I was a teacher for 11 years. For 5 years, I had my real estate license. I did not have the confidence to quit teaching, even though I wanted to be a real estate agent, because I didn't have a system that produced results. When I found the system, that gave me the confidence. It's not even the transactions or the money, it is finding the right system that actually gives you the confidence. You don't have to wait for the money. Once you see the systems working and producing the results, that's what gives you the confidence. So what is it? What is this system? It's a simple database system. That's why I'm sharing it, because everybody has a database of some sort. And don't tell me that your database is 20 people, or that you lived in a different state, or that all your friends are realtors, because everybody has a database. If you don't believe me, go to your Facebook account, see how many friends you have. Maybe it's 100, maybe it's 200, maybe it's 1,000. Whatever it is, there's people there. If you have nobody on Facebook, you don't do social media, that's fine. Open up your cell phone, search contacts. How many contacts are in your cell phone? It's going to be more than one. It's going to be 2, 3, 4. A lot of agents, when I say, hey, how many people in your database? They say, 30, 20, 30 people. And then I say, pull up your phone. They pull it up. There's 300. Here's why this is relevant. Everyone has a database. Everyone. It's a great place to start. National Association of Realtors has done studies. 6% of people move each year. Of the total population, 6% of the people move. So that means if you have a database of 1,000 people in your phone, just going by the law of averages, 6% of them are going to move. And don't say, well, no, everyone I know bought houses last year. Okay. Those people move too, by the way. People move for all types of reasons, right? Job relocations. They don't like the house. It's too big. It's too small. It's not what they thought it was. They have equity. They don't have equity. All those reasons, plus a bunch more, people move. So don't just assume that no one's moving. 6% will move, right? So 6% of 1,000 is 60 deals. That's the low end. If you have 500 people in your database, that's 30 deals. If you have 250 people in your database, that's 15 deals, just from there. But hear me out. Once you establish some simple routines with your database, that 6% number is actually more like 8 to 10%. And here's why. Because it's not just the database people that move. Everyone in your database knows 2 to 3 people a year that are moving. And once you can establish that rapport, that reliability, that trust as a professional, it's not just the database that moves, it's who they refer to you. So even when they live out of state, they know people back in state who are moving. So the real number in terms of your business and your database isn't 6%, it's 8 to 10%. So that means if you have just 500 people in your database, it's 40 to 50 deals. If you have just 250 people in your database, it's 20 to 25 deals. And I'm convinced that everyone can get at least, if you don't have it already, we use strategies to build it up. We can get you at least 250 people in your database. And once you get to 250, that's 25 deals a year if you implement this system correctly. Right? So if you don't have it, don't worry. We have systems that can get you there. We can get you to 250. I guarantee if you look at your phone and Facebook, you have a lot more than 250. I don't care if you haven't talked to them since high school. They know who you are. Okay, there's strategies we can use and implement. If you want to do this full time, you got to get a little bit uncomfortable. Maybe you're a full-time agent. That's okay too. Maybe you're a full-time agent and you're doing 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 deals a year. And it's just enough to keep you going and keep you excited, but not quite enough to be confident to go all in. Because you don't believe it can happen. You think it's just luck still. Right? So if we can get you to 25 just with a couple proven systems. If you're an agent that's already doing 10 to 12 and we add another 20 to 25 with this system, now all of a sudden you're 30 to 40. Right? And that gives you a lot of confidence, a lot of income to live your lifestyle, plus a lot of great people to reach with your great service. So, now that you understand the why and the how, it is a database system. You take the number of people in your database and you divide it by 60. right? So if you have 600 people in your database, divided by 60 is 10. Okay. The point is to call everyone in your database once a quarter. Okay. So we take 600, we divide it by 60, we get 10 because there's 60 work days in a quarter, which means we have to talk to 10 people in our database a day to talk to them all. That's how you find your number. This can be done in 30 minutes. Okay? My number is 14. I do it every day in less than a half hour, and I've done it for years. So if your number's 5, believe me, you can do it in a half hour. That's enough time. Here's why. Let's just stick with that number of 10. You got to call 10 people once a quarter. If you make 10 phone calls, 3 of them will pick up, 7 won't. They're working, they have other things going on in their life. If they don't pick up, you're giving the same message. And you're like, okay, Rob, fine, I'll call them. But what do I say? We have scripts on everything. We have the intro call. We have the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. We have the exact script to say. The point of the call is to offer value, to offer real estate value. Let them know you're the professional. Give them something for free. Okay. On 2 of the calls a year, you just leave it at free. You check in on their family, what's new in their life. On the other 2 calls of the year, you ask them who do they know, after you provide the value, who do they know that might be thinking about moving. So you are asking. This trains them that you're a professional. This also trains them that you are not too busy for their business. See, most people think real estate agents are too busy. I don't know why they think that, but they do. Which means when they want to go see a house, they don't call you to inconvenience you. When they're thinking about selling, they don't call you to inconvenience you. They try to do all their research on their own because they don't want to inconvenience you. But when you call them and ask them, you're showing that not only are you not inconvenienced, but you want to help. It's really important. It's a really important distinction. So if you want to know what to say and you're not sure, drop a comment below and I'll email you our scripts, our 4 quarters worth of scripts that I've been sharing with my database for years personally, so I know it works. Okay? Why is this important? One of the biggest challenges in calling your database is you don't know what to say. You don't just want to sound like a salesperson. I know, that was me. For the first 2 years, I used other strategies. I did anything but call my database. Until I finally gave it a try, closed my eyes and did it, because so many other top producers, mentors, explained the value in it. Like you, I tried to do anything else. I'll pay for leads. I'll do this. I'll do anything but call my database, please. Right? Now, I don't do that. I don't pay for leads. You can pull up my profiles online. Everything I do and teach is organic and free. It just takes time. Just takes time. And this is the strategy that once I started doing it, produced the biggest return on investment. Now, I can say those first couple of years, I would sometimes close my eyes and dial the phone when I called them. It was so uncomfortable. And if I'm being completely honest, I don't think it's easy, even to this day. I've been doing it 11, 12 years making these calls. It absolutely gets easier as you start to believe in yourself and the confidence. We all start from a place where we don't believe. That's why I can say this with confidence. I was so nervous making these calls. I was not comfortable on them. I'm not naturally gifted on the phone. But if you learn a few simple things to say, again, simplify. When you're trying to do everything, you can't get any progress. You can't get good at anything because you're trying to do so many things. Just get good at one thing. For the next 90 days, just get good at this. Make it subconscious. You do your half hour a day. Drop a comment below if you want the scripts. If you need more help, reach out to me directly and let's talk some more. But this simple strategy will propel you to that 2 deal a month range. You just have to commit to it. It won't happen in a week or a month or 2 months. This takes some time to get going. But here's what's great about it. Even if you have another job, it's 30 minutes. Start your workday 30 minutes earlier. Make these calls. Do it on your lunch break. Do it at the end of the day. Do it after the kids go to bed. Do it before the kids wake up. Find a spot. If you're going to start a business, there's not many businesses you can start with 30 minutes a day. So if you can't find 30 minutes, I got to tell you, I don't think this is the right business for you. And I also think you're probably not being honest. Because if you had a listing appointment or you had to show a house, you'd find 30 minutes or more to do that. So this 30 minutes will build your pipeline. Now here's the challenge. Once you start doing this, you're going to slowly start booking appointments. And what's the first thing that people do when they start booking appointments? They stop the 30 minutes a day. And then what does that do to their business? Stops their business. So what I'm asking you to do is commit to that 30 minutes a day, even when your business ramps up. Commit to that 30 minutes a day, even when you're just getting rejected and no one's picking up. So commit to that 30 minutes a day, no matter what happens that day or that week. So here's the great thing. If someone picks up the phone, you use the script, you share it. If someone doesn't pick up the phone, you still use the script, you just leave it on a voicemail. These are your friends, family, past clients. So this lets them know your message. And it's okay if they don't call you back. Don't be offended. 2 out of the 10 will pick up. The other 8 won't call you back. I've had people in my database. These are friends, past clients, people I do business with, who don't pick up for years. Then out of the blue, I get a call. Rob, we're thinking about selling the house. Or Rob, my cousin's thinking about selling their house. I've gotten your message all these years. I appreciate you always keeping me up to date on the market. Can you help? It's even when you don't think that message is getting through, it's getting through. Everybody's busy. The world is busy. You have to keep doing it even when you're not getting the immediate result. Don't let the fact that you don't know what to say stop you. Drop a comment below if you want that. Or message me if you want to talk a little more. I have strategies on how to get you more comfortable and into making these calls. Right? Take action now. Don't pass this up as another video, that you think you want to get started, but you never do. Right? Taking massive action is the key to propelling your business forward and getting those results that you're after. So this is a simple strategy anyone can use. As always, I'm always here to dive in deeper if you need me. I get calls, texts, emails all the time from people watching these videos. I hope this one helps. And if you do take this strategy and put it to work, drop a comment below. Let me know how it worked for you. It's 4 simple calls once a quarter. That's the first piece. Second piece to the strategy is you have to mail something to them once a quarter as well. So this is the only thing I recommend paying for in terms of marketing. We're not talking about mass mailers. I'm not talking about geographic farming. This has to be your database. If you don't know how to put a database together, I have a database trigger sheet that helps people trigger names of people that are in their database. Helps you go through your contact list, people you've done business with, past clients, friends. Helps you think of things that maybe don't come to your mind naturally. I have a quick sheet I can send to you here. But mail to them quarterly as well, so you stagger it. So the point of this, again, you're mailing with value, and now you're hitting them twice a quarter with value. It keeps you top of mind. The mailer is something they can hang on to and put in a drawer. So many times people have said, "Oh, Rob, that mailer you sent, I kept it in my drawer. I knew I would need it. Now we're ready." Right? It gives them something physical that they can hold on to. Right? So now you're triggering their memory in a different way. These are easy steps. Can be done in a half hour a day. Hope this helps. Drop it in the comments below. Let me know how you do.